Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Steve. My channel is Live and Learn Health, and I record these videos to give you guys different information about health and fitness. So this video is going to be a little different. I'm going to be driving. I just want to see how this works out. So this is like almost like a test. But I'll pay attention to the road, so just always be safe. So in this video, I want to talk about bulking. I had a question about bulking. And of course, this is going to be more for the people who are trying to put on muscle mass. So if this video really doesn't pertain to you, still share it with somebody who it might be beneficial for. But so when we're talking about bulking, we're talking about two different styles of bulk. We're talking about a clean bulk and we're talking about a dirty bulk. Now, neither one of them is wrong. I know that's going to sound very interesting to some of you. You know, especially, coming from me, Mr. Organic, non-GMO, grass-fed, grass-finished, antibiotic-free. You're going to sit here and promote dirty bulking. And I'm not saying I promote dirty bulking, but there is a time and a place for it. Okay? So, dirty bulking can be beneficial if you're trying to get in an excess amount of calories. Okay, like an excessive amount. Because doing a clean bulk and trying to get in a lot of calories, it's possible, you can do it, but you're going to be eating a lot of particularly clean foods. You're not going to have a lot of a variety. So doing a clean style bulk is going to be way more challenging. Now, a dirty bulk, you'll be able to get the calories in fast. So you kind of have to be careful, right? You don't want to over dirty bulk because then you're going to start putting on, a lot of excess weight. You'll still put on muscle if you're going to the gym and you're being true to your working out, because that's important too. You still have to work out. But if you're dirty bulking, you have to be careful with overeating, because at least in my experience, and again, I always just give my opinion, I can really, really overeat in a dirty bulk. I've done it before. I can sit down and I can max like a pizza and ice cream, and pretty soon I'm approaching 5, 6, even 7,000 calories in a day. So me personally, I tend to stay away from all that. But then again, I'm not trying to bulk either. I'm not trying to get to be 275 pounds jacked, because my whole thing now is just being healthy and fit. So if you are trying to bulk, just be careful. It shouldn't be a get out of jail free card to just eat what you want. Okay? That's not what a bulk is. Your bulk should still be very planned. You should still be using some sort of an application like chronometer, or however you pronounce it, or MyFitnessPal. And you should be tracking macros. You should still know how much protein, fat, and carbohydrates you're putting in. That's still very, very important. Everybody thinks, I'm going to bulk and I got this get out of jail free card and I'm going to eat whatever I want. I'm going to eat donuts and cookies and biscuits and pancakes. You're going to eat all the high calorie dense foods. And the problem with that is, even if you're trying to put on muscle, you still need to eat protein. Protein is always going to be king in the muscle community, even in the longevity community. The big buzzword now is longevity. People are talking about, what can I do to live longer? What can I do to expand my life? I'll tell you right now, bulking is something you're going to do that is not going to extend your life. Because if you look at the history of all these guys who were, these these absurd bodybuilders, they don't live very long. A lot of them die very young, you know, and I'm not even talking about steroid use. You know, the minute you talk about steroid use, now the life expectancy goes way down and plummets like crazy. But bulking, you know, putting on that excess muscle, you know, a little bit of muscle is great. You know, like if you're trying to get lean built, you know, like you're trying to get cut, oh, it's fantastic. You know, it's I would highly recommend it all the time to anybody. But, you know, these people that are trying to get like super jacked out of their mind and be like 300 pounds of muscle, and, you know, I would think twice before doing something like that, because from a longevity standpoint, it's not the ticket. At least in my opinion, it's not the ticket. You'll look, you know, you look all jacked, you look like a monster, you know, people will be, I mean, some people will be intimidated, some people will be impressed, you know, it just depends on who's into what. But, you know, I just think you need to be very careful on a bulk. You should not be eating whatever you want. It's not your, again, I'm going to keep saying it, your get out of jail free card to just eat, you know? And I would also consider mixing a dirty bulk with a clean bulk, you know? Do have some days where you're eating at a calorie surplus, and then have some days where you're doing a clean bulk, but eating, you know, clean foods. You know, we're talking like something that's going to be easier on your body, right? Vegetables, chicken, rice, you know, the typical bodybuilder meal is what we're talking about, the typical bodybuilder meal. And have some days like that. And then, you know, have some days where you do eat at a surplus. The problem with eating at a surplus on a dirty bulk is you're going to feel like garbage. At least in my experience, that's how it was for me. Like, I would overeat, and then the only other thing I would want to do after I overeat is I want to go to sleep. I would just be so sluggish and lazy and you know, just unmotivated. Where, you know, on a clean bulk, yeah, I felt discomfort, but I wasn't on a commission. You know, I would still be like, oh, I can go to the gym, I can go do some stuff, I can walk around. You know, you gotta find that balance of you're eating at a surplus, but you also are able to go to the gym and put out. You gotta find that balance. You know, you can't overeat 1,000 calories, you know, and expect to be able to go to the gym and just absolutely destroy it. It's just not going to happen. It's not. You know, so you eat at a little bit of a surplus, whether it's a dirty bulk or a clean bulk or a mix, you know, and you just keep going to the gym and trust in the process. Like, you gotta make sure, you know, even when you go to the gym and you start lifting weights, you have to make sure that your plan is ironclad. You have to make sure that when you're going to the gym that you're lifting properly. You know, a lot of these guys, they go to the gym and they're not, you know, they're lifting weights and they're just like going through the motions. And I think that's important to understand. It's not just about going through the motions. It's about, are you lifting to, you know, work the muscle? Are you actually, you know, ripping through those muscle fibers? And are you putting in that proper food, protein, in order for muscle growth and protein synthesis to actually occur in the body? Because if you're not doing any of that, your bulk is going for nothing. It's a waste of time. It's not just about what you eat, it's about how you train, right? This is why, me personally, and this is my opinion, I'll give you my stance, I don't really care about, I don't have to walk in the gym and be like jacked. I don't have to walk in the gym and be like, oh yeah, I'm this big ripped dude. Who cares about that? For me now in my life, I want to be able to go to the doctor and get blood work, and I want them to tell me that I'm healthy and that I can live a long life. That to me is the most important thing. And now, if I go to the gym and I get muscles, great. Is that just an added benefit? Yes. For me in my life now, that's it. It's an added benefit. But longevity and blood work and being able to be there for my family and my wife and her daughter and our dogs and my mom and my brothers and my other family, that's what it's about for me. I want to be able to, live a long, healthy life. It's not about me just making it to 60, 70 years old. I want to make it to 60 and 70 years old and not be in a wheelchair or be bedridden. And I think that's important too. I'm getting these young people asking me about bulking, and they're looking at it from a different lens. And I completely understand that. With social media, which is to me is super dangerous, you have this body imaging thing going on where these kids see these YouTube influencers who are all like jacked, and they think they gotta be jacked, they gotta be ripped. You don't have to be that. You don't. You don't have to have an attractive physical appearance to be this socially acceptable person. You don't. The older you get and the more you start to understand, it's not so much about the way you look. It's more about the way you carry yourself and who you are as a person. That is the gold, right? I can look like $1 million, but if I have a 10-cent personality, who cares? Nobody's going to talk to me. Nobody's going to take interest in me. They're going to walk past me. They're going to be like, wow, that guy has a great physique. Too bad his personality is nonsense. It's ridiculous. He acts like a buffoon. And I would expect that. I would expect for people to say that if I was that way. I know I'm not that way, and I carry myself in a way where I try to be as respectful as possible. But this whole idea where these kids think they have to go to the gym and be absolutely jacked to be socially accepted I don't know how we fix that. I don't know how that changes. We've created this climate and this culture and social media, and it's scary. So those of you, I'm gonna bring this back to what I was talking about bulking. If you think you have to bulk, just eat at a little bit of a calorie surplus. Lift weights. Track everything. Track your macros. Track your weight. The best thing if you're doing a bulk for tracking is taking pictures daily. Take a picture of yourself in the mirror without a shirt on or just in your boxers or shorts every day, and do that for weeks and weeks and months and even a year. And when you got time, go back and revisit those photos and look at yourself, because that's the litmus test, right? From day 1 to day 365, what do you look like? That's the way you're going to tell if your bulk is working. The pictures don't lie, right? If I go from day 1 to day 365 and I'm, starting to get ripped, okay, it's working. If I go from day 1 to day 365 and I look like, a little doughy, it's not working. It's just not right. So go back to the drawing board and fix it. And I wouldn't even wait for 365 days. I'd check every, 30 days, right? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and make sure that the process is tried and true, because that's important, okay? So I'm going to end this video here. If you have any other questions about bulking or anything else related to health and fitness, please ask in the comments. Please share and subscribe to these videos. I enjoy doing this content, and I really hope that my message reaches people who, anybody who it can help, because that's really what this is about. I'm trying to help people, okay? But again, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have anything you want to say, write it in the chat, subscribe. I'm almost at 100 subscribers. To those of you who have already subscribed, I really appreciate it. If you could share this to other people, though, I want to get a bigger fan base. I want to start, being able to do some lives and really dig in and answer questions. And maybe in the future, take on some coaching, like try to get people in the gym, right? and try to like fix diets and you know, get people on the right track and help people out, because that's what this is about. You know, I just want to help people. This is what this is. Okay. So again, thank you very much for watching my video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.